You're watching the Fox 5 Morning News at 9.
Hilton San Diego Bayfront Hotel camera just a few minutes before 10 o'clock on this Wednesday. Thank you for spending part of it with us. Just because you're trying to break up with the sugar doesn't mean you have to give up all of the carbs, because that's kind of what we think in our brain. Nutritionist and author Sara Vance is here with the Skinny Starch. Sara, good morning. Good to see you.
Good morning. Great to see you too.
Okay, that sugar. We hear it all the time, and people, when they diet, tend to stay away from the potatoes and the rice and all of that because of it. Tell us what the secret is to be able to do this.
Well, I have a secret weapon here
Okay.
today to let everybody know about, and it's something called resistant starch.
Okay.
So not all starch is created equal. I'll give you an example. Like, for example, bananas,
Yes,
right?
yes.
If you see this green banana, this has resistant starch in it. It also is lower in sugar because it's green. When it ripens, it loses the resistant starch and it becomes more high in sugar. And so why does that matter? What's resistant starch?
Okay.
Resistant starch is, it does exactly what it says it does, is it resists our digestion. So it passes relatively unchanged through our stomach and our small intestine, and it serves as a prebiotic fiber in our colon.
So this is what you want, is the resistant starch?
You want resistant starch because it can help to improve your gut bacteria. It can even, in some studies, have shown to lower colon cancer risk.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, and it can give you longer lasting energy. One of the reasons why they discovered resistant starch is a disease that kids can't, they can't store glucose. And so what this does is it gives you longer lasting energy, stabilizes your blood sugar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Why do I see potatoes here?
Well, potatoes are an interesting one. If you eat a raw potato, which I don't really know anybody that wants to do that,
Right,
you get some
right.
resistant starch.
Okay.
But once you cook it, all that resistant starch is gone. However, if you cook and then cool the potatoes, it gets some resistant starch.
You know what? You say this, and I was just having a very interesting conversation with my cousin yesterday. She said there was a study that if you do that with rice,
Yes,
and you
rice.
cook the rice with coconut
Coconut
oil,
oil,
and you let it cool,
Yes.
it changes the properties. So she's right?
She's right. And so even if you reheat it, it will retain a little bit of the resistant starch, but it's best to eat, like, for example, if you're gonna eat potatoes, eat them cooked and cooled.
But can you heat them back up in a microwave? Or?
You could heat them back up and it'll still retain some of that resistant starch
Okay.
because it really does change the properties of it.
Wow, I didn't know.
There's some foods that have some resistant starch naturally occurring, like legumes,
Okay.
and cashews are one of the better sources of nuts with resistant starch. But my absolute favorite
Yes.
is something called tiger nuts.
Tiger
These
nuts?
are little tiger nuts, and they're actually not nuts. They're a tuber. They're from the tuber family. And
Can
you
I
can
eat one?
You can taste one.
Okay,
They can
let me
taste a
tell you
little
how these
chewy, a little
tiger
sweet.
nuts.
You tell everybody what you think.
Well,
they're definitely
it's kinda
chewy.
hard, but once you get inside, they're interesting, Sara.
They
I'm
are
trying-
interesting.
I'm trying to like sell it, but they're interesting.
Yeah, it's not like something you're gonna, reach out and say this is like candy.
just
or
eat 'em
whatnot.
like this, though?
You can just eat them like
Okay.
that. Well, one of the things I like to do is I buy the tiger nut flour, so this is just ground,
Okay.
and I put it into my smoothie every morning. And you don't notice it being there. And
Yeah.
I make recipes with this. Like, for example, this raspberry tart that I made for my family for Valentine's Day.
Oh, how pretty.
The crust has the tiger nut flour in it, and the filling has tiger nut flour in it.
Can
You
I try
can't-
this one?
You can. You
What's
bet.
in it? What did you put
So
in it?
it's raspberries, it's coconut milk, so it's dairy-free, gluten and grain-free. The crust is made with almond flour and tiger nut flour. It tastes like a cookie.
Oh,
kind
wow.
of. Yeah.
That's good. See, compared to just eating that raw, I don't know if I could do that, but this I could do.
Yeah, so you can add it to baked goods. I actually have a little online course called the Resistant Starch course, and I have a cookbook with some recipes. I make like cookie dough balls with the tiger nut flour.
I love it.
Yeah.
We'll get the information if you want to learn more about this resistant starch. FoxEyeSanDiego.com. Click the See On tab, and it'll get you hooked up with Miss Sara. Raul Martinez. You want
Yes,
some of
ma'am.
this? This is actually really, really good.
Okay.
Open,
Hey, I believe
open up,
you.
open up.
Arr, arr. Like a tiger. Arr. Thank you, Shali.